Hello, my name's Donnie, and today we're going to see some basic concepts of probability. I feel like I should have done this primarily, and I apologize for making the course unorganized. So, we are going to briefly see the definition of probabilities. Although I believe most of you know it already, it's just a quick reminder. Next, we will see what kinds of probability there are in the world. Probability, likelihood of something to happen. If we define P as the number of certain event happening, probability of P happening is P divided by total number of possible outcomes. This is probability. For example, if we say a basketball player can score 30 goals when he throws 50 shoots, the total number of possible outcomes, the total number of shoots he makes, 50, and we are going to have 30, which is the event. 30 over 50, which equals 60%. That is the probability of this basketball player succeeding to score his throw. Now, I haven't mentioned a single bit about these two concepts, and you guys did not have any problem of being unaware of it, and that is because it is only the notion that is different between these two. The calculation method is the same. It is P over the total number of possible events. Theoretical probability literally means we expect or assume something to happen. When we throw a coin with two sides with a head and a tail, we say the probability of getting a head in the next throw is 50%. We know it because there's two sides and we assume it is to happen. This is theoretical. So then what is an experimental probability? First of all, let's think like this. What do we do in an experiment? We analyze, make hypotheses, and gather data. Based on the data, we get to expect what the result would be in a similar experiment. Experimental probability is about knowing what is due to happen if we try to make it happen. If we assume that we do an experiment of throwing a coin 500 times, we know that the probability is 50%. But that doesn't mean when we throw the coin 500 times, it is definite that 250 heads are going to come out and 250 tails are going to come out. In an experimental probability, the probability could be a number different from 50%. However, the more trials you do in an experimental method, it gets closer and closer to the theoretical probability. So if we say this is the percentile of a theoretical probability, then experimental could be something like this, or if more extreme, something like this. But as we do more trials, as more trials happen, it is going to be looking something very similar to what we expect if the situation was a theoretical one. So here's a histogram of students' grades in a certain school, whose maximum number you can achieve is 100. If we analyze this, there are two students who gets a grade between 80 and 100, 2 in 60 and 80, 3, 40 and 60, 1, 20 and 40, and 2 students between 0 and 20. So in total, there are 2, 4, 7, 8, 10 students here. If we are to see how many students are going to get grades between 80 and 100, based on this histogram, we can say 2 over 10, which is about 20% of the students are to get a grade between 80 and 100. This is an experimental probability. That's it for today. Simple, right? So in the next video, I will mention about another basic concept of probability. And as soon as we've mastered and finished the whole concept, we'll go to a concept called binomial distribution. Thank you for watching today.